Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast. I'm Anne Alvares, parent coach, school counselor, and mother of two. Do you sometimes struggle with your parenting role? Do you notice that sometimes you're repeating patterns that you learned in your own childhood? Maybe you are carrying childhood pain that has not been healed, and you notice that it is showing up in your parenting with your own children. Perhaps you yell or get frustrated easily. Maybe you are directing them or telling them what to do all the time, and you notice that your actions are affecting your relationship with your children. Well, parents, I totally understand this. I came from childhood pain and I learned how to be a relational parent with my children. And I can teach this to you as well. This podcast is all about learning how to heal the childhood pain that we are carrying so that we can foster healthy relationships with our kids. Join us every week for a new show, and we will dive into the healing and the fostering of healthy relationships with our children. Hello, parents. Welcome to the Teen and Toddler Series of two parent coaches, one from India, Anjali Chopra, and one from Canada, that's me, Anne Alvares. We are doing a three-part series on teens and toddlers, and we're super, super excited today because today we're going to talk about anger. But before we do that, I would like Anjali Chopra to introduce herself. Go ahead, Anjali.
Yeah, hi, parents. So I am Anjali Chopra. I am from India. I've been teaching as well as training teachers how to handle children from last 17 years. I'm a parents coach too, and dealing with parents struggling with their challenges during the early year learning phases. And that is what I do right now.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm Anne Alvarez. I am a parent coach, a school counselor, and the mother of two children ages 25 and 14. And I've been a school counselor for over 16 years. So I've had so many conversations, hundreds, maybe thousands of conversations with teenagers. And I've also worked with families, worked with parents on how to help their teens when they're in their times of struggle, because the teenage years are hard, really, really hard. Okay, so we're talking about teens and toddlers. I
Yeah,
see the two most challenging stages of development in our children, right? They are the hardest, right?
exactly.
Would you say, Anjali?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
And the challenging part is we are also growing with our kids and we are also learning while doing. So,
exactly.
when we are not aware about things, our challenges are more than even they are actually in the real place.
Yeah.
So that's why we parents coaches are there to guide people, and I'm so excited and happy that we both connected, and I think these two
Yes.
stages which are so uncomfortable for parents to discuss even sometimes. So
Yes.
we both are there to help them as well as to increase each other's knowledge also, because
Yes.
we internally get those kids. I have few parents who have a teenager as well as a toddler also at home.
Right.
So that is where they struggle most of the time.
Yes. And Anjali, you've already been through the parenting stages, all of them, because your son is
Yes,
now an adult. And
yes.
I have been through those parenting stages with my oldest, but I am going through the teen years right now with my 14-year-old. So parents, I understand. I totally understand. Okay, let's talk about anger. Because anger in our kids, it feels uncomfortable, right? It's like our kids in those years, the toddler years and the teen years, their anger can be so intense, right? So strong. And then you're like, what happened to my sweet child or my baby? right?
Yeah.
What, what is this anger? Like, what do we do? How do we deal with our children's expressing their anger in the teens and toddler years? Like, let's start with toddler years. Tell us
Yeah.
about the
So,
toddler years.
toddlers are with no filters. They don't have any filters. They don't want to listen to anything because they actually don't really know things right now. They have just entered into our world.
Mhm.
So they are still understanding themselves, their feelings, and then expression. It is a form of expression. But yes, they don't have any vocabulary. They don't know how to express it in a productive way that I'm not happy with something
Yes.
because they don't have that vocabulary. They are still learning from us. First of all, the parents as well as the educators, the toddler
Hmm.
time educators. Okay,
Yes.
so the most important thing I believe is once we know that they are angry and what is the reason behind it, we may know it once we start recording it, maybe in journaling. Why my
Okay.
child was angry
Right.
this point of time. Maybe they have a scene pattern. Like I'll give one example. Let's say a toddler is angry early in the morning. Why so? Why the child is not willing to go to the preschool? So maybe the child is has not slept well during the night,
Hmm.
or maybe the early morning times are not very good for that child. So all these things you can always find out when you are actually registering everything in your journal. It's one of the biggest tool which we can use, journaling. So once we
Yes.
start registering why it happened, when it happened,
Yes.
you will automatically figure out how to handle those things.
Yes. I
Other thing
remember,
is, yeah,
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 I remember being a new mom, and I would be so anxious whenever my child was upset, like, oh my gosh, because I don't know, in my mind, I thought my job is to make them happy, right? My job is to make him happy. He's not happy. What do I do? What do I do? And I got really uncomfortable. And I think maybe new moms can relate to this, right? But then I started to understand, like, we have to ask ourselves questions. Okay, is he hungry? Is he tired? Is he uncomfortable? Right? Is he overstimulated? Like, so then I started running through these questions in my mind when he was little to try to uncover why he was getting upset, why he was frustrated. Right? Is that kind of like what you're getting at with the journaling?
yes, exactly. And when, as a mother, we feel that our job is to make them happy, it's not our job. We are already doing that. We are doing our 100%.
Thank
Okay,
you.
first of all,
You, you.
first,
So I don't have to make him happy.
yeah, and it is just like another feeling, another emotion, and all the emotions, as we know, they are all good emotions because they are signals and signs of something which is behind that. Maybe that is a feeling they want to convey that I'm not liking something,
Hmm.
that I'm helpless somewhere.
Yes.
Anger again is a feeling, expression of helplessness.
Yes.
That I'm not happy. क्या करूं मैं? What should I do? My mom is not listening to me. What should I do? So that
Yes.
anger comes out. I can't do
Mhm.
anything, so I have to show my anger.
Yes. Yes. And we sort of have to look at ourselves, right? Because maybe we are ignoring them, or maybe we're busy doing something else and they need us right
Yeah.
now.
It's life, and I think we as mothers we are very harsh on ourselves. It's life. We have a number of things in our hand,
Mhm.
and it's okay sometimes to disappoint children because life is like this only. So sometimes even we feel disappointed, and we are kind of training our kids not in toddler stages. Yes, we need to give them that love and care and everything, but yes,
Yes.
once they start growing they should have that feeling that sometimes it's okay not to get things with what we want actually. So if a
Yes.
child is crying for chocolates all the time, why the mother is not giving? because
Yes.
she knows it's not good. And that disappointment I would love to give to my child,
Yes.
because there
Yes.
are number of things even in our life also where we want that thing so desperately, but
Yes.
after some time we realize, oh my god, that was not good for me.
Yes. I say to parents, our job is not to give them what they want. It's to give them what they need,
Yes.
right? There's a difference there, right? Because they don't need chocolate.
Yes.
Right? They need love. They need boundaries. Like we're not going to eat a whole chocolate bar because it's dinner time. So we give them what they need, not what they want. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're alluding to. Like you're going to have disappointments in life, and you're not always going to get what you want. Sometimes you'll get what you want, but not all the time, and not if it's not good for you, right?
Yeah, and during toddler stages, like if like I'll take this example only, chocolates during the dinner time. If they are after our life that I definitely want this chocolate, I'm not going to eat my dinner. So we have playful methods also where we can engage them in some play and then give them that positive reinforcement. Okay, you are not going to get the chocolate. We'll have it after dinner, and
Yes.
we can always have a star jar or a cookie jar where you can just place your paper cookies inside and fill up that jar. And later on, when the jar is full, then you can treat your child with something which they really want. Maybe a picnic outside somewhere where they
Yes.
would love to go, and you are so busy in your time, you are so busy in your life that you are not getting time regularly to go to that place. But
Hmm.
yes, you can treat your child to go there and just give them that feeling, okay, you did something good, so
Yes.
you are getting something good. So this is
Yes.
what positive reinforcement with playful methods is.
Right. And I also like delayed gratification. You don't get it right away, right?
Right.
Because we have to teach our children that to be patient, right? You're not always going to get everything right away. So I love that. I love that tip. That's such a good tip. Okay, let's say that a toddler is getting really angry in the grocery store, and mom is like trying to get the groceries and go and pay for it, and her child has fallen down to the ground and starts screaming. I think a lot of us have experienced that. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do?
So first of all, reaction. What reaction are you giving? That kids are very smart and they don't actually listen to your words, they get your reactions.
That's true.
Okay, so if you have panicked, oh my God, what should I do? I have to do something to pick my child up. So that child for sure is going to get his way or her way. I want these boxes of goodies. I just want these goodies. Okay. So once your reaction is okay, why are you doing it? Be calm, composed, and ask why are you doing it. So
Yes.
why, when we are actually communicating things, we are just giving them that feeling. Okay, why?
Yes.
They are also navigating through their life. They
Yes.
also don't know what is right, what is wrong right now.
Yes.
So this is how we are kind of giving them their life lessons also, that you just can't have everything in your life. You have to
Hmm.
just think over whether it is good for me or not good for me.
Right. I think it's good too to just slow everything down because moms are busy and they're like, I gotta go, I gotta get the groceries, I got to pick up this and that, right? Like I totally relate. But when our child is in crisis, we should slow it down, slow everything down, go down to their level, right? They can scream, they can shout, but we're gonna be there. And then we can like, pat them or just make sure they know that we're there, but it's okay. And I want to tell parents too, like anger is normal. Frustration is normal. Our children have to express it. If they don't express it, then they build resentment inside, right? Their bodies are like this. They actually hold it into their bodies, right? So they do have to express it and want you not to care about what other people think, because the healthy thing is for our children to express their emotions, right? But you can be there until they calm down, and then you can say, Johnny, you can't have those cookies now, but you can have them later. Or you can have one of these things, but not both. Or whatever it is, right? Whatever the communication is,
Yes,
so that they
yes,
understand, okay. Because like here it is, they feel validated because mom stopped what she was doing to address the need, which is I need my attention, I need my cookies, or whatever the child needs, right? Or the child is expressing a need. I need you right now, mom. You're not listening. Okay, so now we stop and slow everything down. Right? Right, Anjali? Would you say like slowing things
correct.
down helps
Just,
a lot?
yeah, slowing things down. And
Yeah.
that too, I have a very strong tip to give to mothers whenever you feel like you are jittery, because we are human beings. We also feel
Yes.
that why my child is doing this. We can
Yes.
never be calm all the time. But yes,
Yes,
we
true.
can bring ourselves to that level where we are calm and we have that feeling, okay, what kind of reaction I need to give, or what kind of situation I is coming up, and how I am
Yes.
going to handle it, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
coming to that level, I think taking three deep breaths, that is the
Yes.
best thing.
Explain to yourself. Exactly. Exactly. Maybe four.
I
Maybe 4 or 5.
yeah, 4 or 5. Oh yeah.
I
Yeah, so
know
that
it's
is one thing.
hard. It's
Because
hard.
yes, I generally get this. Okay, how can I do this? My child is lying on the floor. How can I be
Yes.
calm?
Yes.
Okay, so that is what you have to put your air
Yeah.
mask first on your mouth before
Yeah.
even giving oxygen to your child,
Yes.
right? So first be calm yourself. How to do it for yourself, you know that. Your child doesn't know
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And this is
Yes.
how we are actually telling them how to regulate their emotions, how to understand their emotions. If you are
Yes.
angry, you can always take deep breaths like how mama takes.
Hmm. Yes. You're modeling. You're modeling it for for your children.
Yes.
And I like to use the analogy of an oak tree. I say parents need to be an oak tree. There's a storm, wind, rain, right? But you're the oak tree. You're steady. You don't move. You're strong, right? And you're calm. And if you can think of yourself, I'm going to be an oak tree. You can even say when your child's having a temper tantrum, I'm
Yeah.
an oak tree. I'm an oak tree.
Yes, you can have any kind of affirmation. You can have your deep breathing also. Just give yourself at least 1 minute to come to that level where you are dealing with a big trouble in front of
Yes.
you.
Yes,
Just have
exactly.
some compassion for yourself too.
Yeah. Why do you think it affects us so much? Like when our child is having a meltdown, why does it upset us so much?
Because somewhere, like you said, I need to make my child happy.
Yeah.
So I am the caretaker of my child, and it is okay for our children to feel anger, frustration, and all
Mhm.
the other negative feelings also. Because
Yes.
again, I would say these are all signs, and we have to just understand those signs, why this is happening to me, what I
Yes.
need to change in my life, why this anger
Yes.
is happening to me. Why
Yeah.
am I frustrated? Am I doing something which I should not be doing? Am
Hmm.
I dealing with people whom I should be avoiding? All
Mm.
these kind of things keep coming to us. But yes, we can always choose what we need to do again. Whether
Right.
we really want to do the same thing again,
Yeah.
or we need to change our plan of action.
Yeah, and I think also we're products of society. Like society looks at you and says, "You have control of your kid. How come your kid is out of control, right?" And also
Exactly.
society tells us, "Don't show your emotions," right? And I think that programming is what we're fighting against, because actually now we know that it's not healthy. we do have to express our feelings, and we also have to allow our children to express their feelings. All right. That is healthy. Like if you don't express, you can end up with mental health issues, right? Down the road,
Exactly.
especially if it's repeated repression. I say repression leads to depression, right? If you're not expressing it, if you're holding it in, it is going to come out in some form, right? So that's why we have to allow them to express. Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, I want to talk about the teen years. Ugh. Okay, I want
Yeah.
to say that like many years ago, I read a book by Barbara Coloroso when I was a new mom, and she said that the more choice you give to children when they're small,
Hmm.
as they're growing up, the less rebellion you will have when they're teenagers. I always remembered that, right? So you can start when they're little, giving them choice. What do you want to wear today? You know, what should I pack? What snack should I pack in your lunch? Giving them as much as you can, right? That's healthy. You give them choice. And then they feel like they have control. Kids that get upset and angry, a lot of times it's because they're being controlled. And when you're a teenager, you do not want to be controlled because you're growing up and you want to feel like you're growing up, like you're becoming an adult, right? This is normal. This is a normal stage of development, wanting to grow up. So we can't keep controlling them when they're teens. Okay, but yeah, teens have a lot of emotions. Teens will get angry. They might swear at you. They might slam doors. They might throw things. Okay. It just depends, right? But teens have huge, big emotions, just like toddlers. Big, big emotions. And there's a reason. The reason is there's something happening in the brain. I just want to tell you, parents, they're not bad. They are part of this biological journey of that their bodies and their minds are changing, right? That hormonally they're changing. And if you were pregnant and you had, hormones, that your emotions were up and down, right? Similarly, with teenagers, because of the hormones, uh, their moods are can be good and bad, right? You might be like, why are they in such a bad mood today? Yesterday they were nice, right? It's normal, right? This is totally normal. Okay, so and then in the brain, um, okay, the brain is not fully developed till age 24, 25.
Yes.
The brain is continuously evolving. And in the early adolescent stage, the amygdala, which is the most primitive part of the brain, it's needed because we use it for survival. It's the fight, flight response, right? That's where it's coming from. It's coming from the amygdala. The amygdala in the teenage years is overactive. Okay, that's why they're very suspicious of people. They think everyone's looking at them. I think people are talking about them. I know I deal with this all the time in high school. Somebody's talking about me. I know it's changed, but that is because of the brain. The brain is making them heightened awareness of what's going on around them and very self-conscious, right? About their looks and socially wanting to fit in. They feel awkward. All of that is all part of this stage that they're going through. And also, the emotion part of the brain is overactive. It is actually more active than the logical part of the brain. That's why it's harder to logic with them, to reason with them, especially if they're really heightened emotionally. Okay. So the first thing I say to parents is don't take it personally. All right. So if they slam a door or if they yell at you, right? Get mad at you, don't take it personally. Again, you're the oak tree. Oak tree. Okay, so you're gonna be calm. You're gonna be like, let the storm pass, right? And then after the storm passes, that's like when your child is calm. Then you can respond. You can say, okay, I can tell you're upset. You're angry. How come? What's going on? Or you seem really irritated today. Did something happen at school? Right? We're gonna ask the question instead of like, why are you mad all the time? Why are you grumpy all the time? Right? Which does not help the situation. It just makes them more grumpy. So we have to invite a conversation so that they're starting to be aware of their what they're displaying, right? Because they
Right.
might not be aware of it, but we have to make them aware that they're being grumpy or they're slamming a door. What's going
Right.
on? Okay.
Again,
And
understanding their own emotions.
yeah, understanding their own
That,
emotion.
why are they feeling this?
Yes,
Right.
why are they feeling this, right? And if they feel safe with you, they'll tell you, right? But we have to allow them to do it. I say to parents, the only time we don't allow is if they're hurting themselves, right? Or if they're hurting someone else, someone in the
Right.
family, like maybe their brother, their sister, maybe their mom. But we can't allow unsafety in our home. So that's always a discussion you have. Like it's okay to get angry, but it's not okay to hurt yourself and it's not okay to hurt someone else. Period. And if they are doing that, then we have to be directive, right? Like you need to leave the house until you're calm. You need to go to your room and punch your pillow, right? We give suggestions for them to release the anger. And then when you're ready, honey, after you're not angry so much, let's have a talk about it, okay? So you're giving them permission to be angry and to express it, but not to hurt anything in the house, not to hurt you or anybody else or themselves, all right? That's where we have to have a boundary with anger. Okay. Um, and then once you understand, give them empathy, most likely they won't react like that anymore. Because a lot of times it's somebody doesn't understand me. Somebody doesn't know what I'm going through, right?
So I
So,
think again the same thing comes in, and that I need to be a very calm, composed mother. That is a kind of pressure on us most of the
yes.
times,
Hmm.
right? And while we are compassionate to ourselves, we have to start that compassion from ourselves, and then it goes to our kids.
Yes.
Otherwise, if we are always thinking, I need to be a very good mother, my child should be disciplined enough. Why is
Yes.
he? The second conversation
Yes.
inside us is why my child is doing this? Why my child
Yes.
is doing this? Why is
Yes.
he behaving like this?
Yes. Yes.
So that is
I
again societal conditioning, I would call it, that we are much more worried because we are conditioned like that. So that conditioning
yes.
need to go out. That we
Yes.
are here to raise that soul which has come to our family,
Mhm.
right? That is our first duty because we have decided to bring that soul to earth.
Okay. Let me ask you something, Anjali.
Hmm.
Has your child ever made you angry?
A lot of times. A
Okay.
lot of times.
Same here. Same here. Okay. And so I want to give permission to parents. It's okay to feel angry too, right?
So that is
But we're
what,
not we're not going to
yeah.
damage our kids with our anger. That's the
So
only thing.
the only thing was I never had any guide to tell me how to handle it. And I believe that was one time that struggle you have gone through. You feel like, oh my God, if I can help out someone, why not?
Yes. I
Right?
want I want to tell parents that you don't have to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I still get upset, when I feel like my teenager isn't hearing me, right? Like I still get upset, but I'm better at slowing things down. I'm better at, okay, why am I getting upset? Like I'm better at asking myself these questions. Why is it upsetting me so much? What, and then the question I ask myself is, what does he need right now? What does my child need right now? Because it's not about me, even though it's triggering me because he's like, I don't know, yelling or complaining. Teenagers like to complain, complaining and blaming. It's triggering me, but I need to slow it down and say, okay, what does he need right now? and that helps me a lot. But I am definitely not perfect. I have to apologize when I make a mistake to my child because I want
Yeah, even
a
for
good
toddlers also,
relationship.
whenever we are not in good mood and we have reacted, we need to apologize to our
Yeah.
toddlers also. In that way, they
Yes.
feel like they are seen, heard, loved, and
Yes.
their feelings are also valuable to us, that they are not
100%.
happy about it.
Exactly. We're role modeling to them. First of all, our humanness, like we're
Right.
human, we make mistakes, but we also are humble enough to apologize and also want to reconcile the relationship, right? We want to make the relationship good. And that's
Right.
good role modeling for our kids, right? So, yeah. Oh, so powerful. So, so powerful. I love this conversation. Um, okay. So let's talk about next time. We are going to do another part two. I think we decided on the topic, right? Do you remember, Anjali, or do you? We're gonna have to put it on because I've forgotten now what it is. But we have
That's
three,
okay. We'll decide. Yes, we will give three podcasts out
yeah,
to the
a
people.
series of
So
three parts.
taking
Uh,
three
teens,
emotions
teens
of
and
teens and toddlers.
toddlers, and we'll dive into some of the biggest concerns that parents have during these years. Okay,
Yes.
so it'll be
I
really
my
good.
child is not listening to me. That is one
Oh
thing
yes,
which
that's the one. What do I do when my child's not
even
listening to?
with
Okay,
toddler,
that's
yeah,
part
even
two.
with toddler as well as teen.
Thank you, Angela. You remembered. You remembered. Okay, so that's topic two. What do I do if my child's not listening to me? Okay, so stay tuned for topic two, and we'll let you know when that's coming out. Thank you so much, Anjali. You know I love you. And
And love
yeah,
you and love this conversation all the time. And I
um,
really go back to my son's teenage time and I realize, oh my God, I would have done this better. But it's okay to do mistakes and learn and then guide people.
the amazing thing is that they can recover and they're not permanently damaged.
No, they are not permanently damaged.
I made
Definitely.
a lot of mistakes with my oldest too. So
Yeah.
don't worry, parents. It's okay. Don't
Yes.
don't
And there
feel
are so
guilty.
many things, like my son is an adult right now, but sometimes he takes out things which were a few years back. And he would say, by God's grace, he knows how to express himself. And
Yes.
he tells me everything. I didn't like you did this. So then comes your part, whether you want to take it in your stride, you want to resolve it, or you want to take it personally.
Right.
So, this is one thing I believe as a person who has always dealt with toddlers. I had that patience of listening to my child, even if he was a teenager. I think I was dealing with him as a toddler only, having that
Yes.
patience. And I think this was one thing which I received in my life journey of
Yes.
dealing with toddlers, that I build up that patience in my life, dealing
Mhm.
with my own relationships.
So was it good for him to express it, or were you able to reconcile?
Yes, the first
Okay.
part which I felt was he was expressive, and that was
Yes.
a kind of a feeling that Anjali, you did a great job that your child is coming to you and
Yes.
expressing himself. And
Yes.
later on, it was on me. How do I reconcile or how do I pacify my child?
Yes. Yes.
So all those things I had to somewhere resolve, because all those things which are bothering him, they should not be bothering right now, because you have to tell your child, even your mama is a human being, she can also make
Yes.
mistakes.
Yes.
Okay. And
Definitely.
apology, definitely apology need to be one part of our parent-child relationship. Wherever we are faltering, we need
Yes.
to apologize to our children.
Yes.
There, at least they will also feel that whenever we are hurting anyone or we are not doing good to anyone, we need to go back to that person. That person must have felt bad.
Mm.
That feeling of compassion comes into your child's uh, personality.
Yeah. And sometimes they're not able to understand how they felt about it when they were a kid, but they understand as an adult. So,
Yeah,
it just tells me that your relationship with him is really good because he felt safe enough to tell you. Like, if they tell us, that means we're doing a good job because that means they have safety with us,
yeah,
right? That's what
yeah.
we want. We want them to be able to tell us anything, anything, right?
So now my son stays outside. He's not staying with us, and he's into his job and everything. But this time when we were traveling with him, we he came on vacation and we were just traveling, and he was going to all those places where we used to take him during his childhood. And my husband was saying he's not growing up. I said it's okay not to grow, at least in front of parents. Let him be a kid in front of parents.
Yes,
Right. They
exactly.
should feel that place, one place, at least I have one place in this entire world, that is my parents' house, where I
Yes,
can be a kid all the
I agree.
time.
I'm with you. We always have to keep our inner child. It keeps us young.
Yeah. And we also get the chance to go back to that time.
Yes, yes, I love that. I love that. All
Yeah.
right, Anjali, we're going to say goodbye to our
Yeah.
parents, and then we are going to meet again for our
Again, very
part
soon
our part two. So,
too.
um, thank you so much for joining today, parents, and stay tuned for part two of our series on teens and toddlers. Take
Yeah,
care,
I have
everybody.
another call to action for parents. If you have any concerns, if you have any questions, you can always comment below, and
Yes,
you can contact Anne as well as me if you feel resonated with us and you want more help from us. You can
yes,
always come back. We will post everything in the comment box.
yes. We want to help parents, so reach out for support. All right. Thank you so much. Take care,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye. I have to figure out. This is where I have a problem is oh, here. Thank you, parents, for joining the show today. I hope it was valuable and that you have some useful tools to use with your children. If this show blessed you or changed you in any way, I would appreciate a review on my podcast, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or perhaps you could even recommend our masterful parenting to your family and friends. Thank you so much, parents.